Konnichiwa. In this video, we're going to learn how to use the particle de as a means marker. So in other words, we're going to use it to mark a noun that tells us how someone does something, the means by which they do something, right? So as an example, let's say we have Tanaka-san and Sumitsu-san, and they both live on campus and they're talking off campus at a cafeteria about how they go to school. So Tanaka-san is saying, how do you go to college? How do you go to university? How? By what means? So there's actually a variety of different question words we can use for this. One is どうやって大学に行きますか? Another one is なんで大学に行きますか? And the last one is 何で大学に行きますか? Now, any of these is fine. どうやって is a broader question. How? In what way, right? So it could be like, I go to school carefully. I go to school thinking about all the things I have to do, right? Technically, it could mean that. But it's kind of a general all-purpose word, how. In what way do you do something? Nande and nanide is more like by what means. So it's literally asking for the mode of transportation. Nande can also mean why, depending on the context. So if you want to be the most clear that you're talking specifically about a mode of transportation, how do you get there? In this case, you would use nanide. But any of these is fine. And in the context, any of them would be understood as asking, how do you get to school? Now, there's a variety of different ways. You could go by bus, by car, on foot, right? So with these, we want to mark these with the means marker, de. So for instance, I go to school by bus would be バスで行きます. So we've got バス, which is the way of getting there. We mark it with the particle de. So it just means what you use to do something, your means of doing it. Same thing with a car. I go by car would be 車で行きます. So basically any noun that is the means, how you do something, what you use to do something, you can mark with de. On foot is a bit of an exception. So this is 歩いて. And 歩いて is a form of the verb 歩く. And since particles only mark nouns, we don't use the particle de. We just say 歩いて行きます. So this is our one exception that we're going to learn this lesson, where it's a means, but since it's a verb, we don't need to mark it with de. So just keep that in mind when you're talking about means of transportation. Now, de isn't only for means of transportation, it's for means of really doing anything. So let's think of some other sentences, some other type of means we might be talking about. So for instance, as a utensil. So Japanese people eat rice using chopsticks, with chopsticks, by means of chopsticks, right? So this would be, chopsticks are hashi or ohashi. So this would be, 日本人は箸でご飯を食べます. 日本人は箸でご飯を食べます. Right? So marking a utensil. Another thing could be a tool. So I take pictures using my smartphone, right? So smartphone is スマホ. So this would be, 私はスマホで写真を撮ります. 私はスマホで写真を撮ります. So for utensils, for tools, we can use de. Also for languages that one uses to do something. So at the party, I talked with my friends in Japanese. パーティーで友達と日本語で話しました. パーティーで友達と日本語で話しました. So 日本語で in Japanese, right? スマホで with my phone, 箸で with chopsticks, right? Now notice we've actually already learned this final usage for language way back in lesson 0 when we were learning how to ask what things were in Japanese and English. So for instance, eraser wa nihongo de nan desu ka? What is eraser in Japanese? This was the means particle. Using Japanese, how do you say eraser? What is eraser? So we've actually already sort of learned that. So when you're talking about the means of doing something, mode of transportation, utensil, tool, language, etc., you can mark that noun with de. Okay, so that's it for this video. Until next time, じゃあまた.